Hey everyone, I am Dalia.
And I'm Alma. This is Nightmare on Fifth Street, a horror movie podcast.
Year of the nightmare on Fifth Street. Did you hear of the nightmare on Fifth
Okay, so Alma was telling me a story. She's dancing. She's dancing, everybody. She's dancing. Um, her shirt. I love that shirt that you're fucking wearing right now.
Mhm.
Can you tell
It
everybody what it
says,
says?
I want to thank me for believing in me. It's a Snoop quote. And in the back, it goes on. But I like to wear it for my family specifically. Because I'm like, am I the only one who lives here? Am I the only one doing stuff here? So I will purposely put this on when I clean and like even read it out loud.
So it's basically just a fuck you to your family.
Yeah,
Big old middle
just like,
finger.
just like my cup of coffee.
It says fuck morning people.
That's
You
the attitude
know,
I wake up with.
I have to kind of agree with that too. I'm drinking my coffee as well. Um, I am a morning person in the sense that I have to be up early. But that's the extent of it because I'm not chipper. I'm not fun time Dahlia in the morning. Yeah, I am not going to be a sweetheart. It takes me a bit to get up. That's why I have a routine. I have my coffee. I have to be alone and all this stuff because I gotta ease into my day. I'm never going to be a fucking, morning person in the sense that you're going to want to be around me. So if you see me up, if we're ever together, Alma knows this. If we're ever together, we're doing something, we're traveling together, whatever, you see me with my coffee first thing in the morning, like it's fucking early. We're going to go do shit. Don't talk to me. I'm not being rude. Just don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Let me find my inner peace. Let me come into the day on my own time because, yeah, I'm just not that person.
No, and we're up because we have to be. So that's why coffee club is pretty much just silence until you like ease into your day. That's it. That's what it is. And you have to be awake. Most people have to be awake. We don't have to enjoy it, but we're up anyway. All right. So we actually Dahlia picked our summer
I
movies.
did.
Our
I did.
summer movies. We got Jaws up for y'all today. Jaws. And
Job. It's been a while
yes.
since I've seen this movie,
Yeah,
beginning to like all the
I
way
think
through.
I think I watched it last summer, but
Oh,
it's a
okay.
little long, right? Is it?
Yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah.
don't remember them being out in the ocean for that long. It's like more than
Right?
half the movie they're out in the ocean.
Oh,
And
I
maybe that's
thought
why it's
things
just so
got
long.
kickstarted. I also thought certain things got started a little bit earlier in the movie than they did. Like, you don't fucking hear the Jaws song until like way past the middle of the movie. That doesn't come till way later in the movie. The entire beginning, through the middle, through everything, that iconic theme song of Jaws doesn't come in until much, much later.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Um,
have to take Dalia's word for that. She always notices the music and the score, and for some reason, I never do. I know the theme, you know what I mean, but I can't picture a moment when it's happening during the movie. It's funny. This movie is from '75, and the only reason I bring it up is because I know it's from '75, and I went to go watch the Gru movie, the Minions movie. Took my nieces and my youngest to go watch it, and the way that they let you know what year it was by showing that they went to go see the premiere of Jaws in the theater. They didn't say what year it was. They just went to the theater and it was Jaws playing.
what?
They clear out the theater and they go in and they watch Jaws. And I was like, that's so cool that, they're letting kids look that up because that way, like my niece asked, like, what year is that supposed to be? And I was like, it's 75. That's really long ago. Be quiet. Watch the movie. Just kidding.
But okay, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so the new Minions movie. Okay, we're not going to be talking about that movie today, but that's interesting that you like taking kiddos to go see
Yeah,
kid
I love kid
movies.
movies. I like
I
kid
know.
movies. I have like two favorites: is horror movies and kid movies. It's really strange. I love cartoons and
Mhm.
cartoon movies and animated movies, and mostly I do like animated movies. But I just thought it was interesting the way that they kind of brought that around for like a new generation. And here we are. It's been over like 40 years, right? Doing math in my head. Yeah, right. Why are you
I'm
looking
not.
at me like I'm wrong with the
Well,
math?
I don't want to acknowledge the math at the moment. So
Oh, okay, okay. And this is just it's a really it's kind of it looks so peaceful. I love the way that the movie is shot. It
Mhm.
looks like clear, crisp. And the best thing I always notice is the way that people dress, because some people are like wearing a lot of clothes and some people
Mhm.
are like in beach clothes. And to
Yeah.
me, I'm like, you don't see that at the beaches we grew up at. So what
Uh-huh.
temperature is it? What temperature is it
Oh,
that you're able
right.
to
It's
wear?
fucking cool. It's summer, the middle of summer, because it's they're gearing up for the 4th of July, like we are right now. And they fucking, yeah, layers and shit. We can't do that here in fucking South Texas or the South Padre Island. Fuck no. If you're covering up, it's because you're trying to avoid getting your ass burned, not because it's a temperature
Yeah,
thing.
you're like fishing, so you're covered in like the special clothing or whatever.
Yeah.
But in this one, you have people full on wearing suits. It's a tourist community, and it starts off with the greatest scene. I always remember the way that the girl is just kind of flopping around in the water and being dragged across. I love how they made that look across the water, like she is just being, because she moves so quickly. And it's like back and forth, skimming across the water. And the dude's passed out on the beach doing nothing except for passing out because he drank too
Oh God,
much.
he fucking pissed me off. He fucking pissed me off.
You don't hear her screaming? There was no sound out at the beach, not a seagull, no nothing.
Nothing.
Just
Nothing.
her screaming for help. And he passes
So
out.
I guess apparently in real life she's like a really strong swimmer, which is why she did this role, so that because she could do all that, everything that was being thrown at her or whatever for this scene, she was going to be able to handle it well. But okay, so what I love, I think I was talking with, I can't remember, I think I was talking with Camille about this movie. But we've been watching movies lately where more kiddos are getting killed in movies.
Yeah,
And
when did they
it's,
stop doing that? You got to have kids getting killed.
yeah, because it's kind of funny because when you're a kid, it's not a big deal when you see other in movies, everybody, we're talking about movies, characters. It's not that big of a deal. But then when you get older, like me, and I'm a mom, sometimes when I see kiddos get killed in a movie, I'm just like, oh, that's so sad. Why? So now I get to look at it through like my kids' eyes, and like Camille was all like, cheering on bratty kids getting killed and shit like that. It's funny. I think
This
it's
shark
funny.
needs to be an equal opportunity killer.
Yeah.
It's just not fair that they wouldn't kill,
Mhm.
one person. We brought this up about Piranha.
Yeah.
The original Piranha, they kill kids in it. And then in the 3D version, which is really fun to watch, I'm sorry, I have a really good time watching that movie. I love the 3D movies. They don't kill any kids. The whole time I'm like, how are you going to kill like 100 people at the beach or whatever? You're going to kill one kid. In this one, they get a kid. But it starts off with the one woman, and they do kill a dog, which is like the same. They do it like because it's based on a book. And of course, they're gonna have a dog,
It's
but
like,
they
what
get
the
a
fuck?
kid.
Yeah.
That moment is really iconic for me, and I always remember the way that Brody's on the beach watching
Mhm.
it. Like, I'm going to be calm. Apparently, I overreacted. I was going to close the beach, but everything's fine. And
Yeah.
then you see that kid go down,
Mhm.
and his face was this perfect reaction. And I've never forgot that moment. It always made my stomach kind of sink, like, oh shit,
Uh-huh.
that kid just got eaten by a shark. And it
Yeah.
is just a perfect scene for me. I've always remembered it.
Well, it's like
That was
also the scene when in the beginning when the woman gets killed while that dude is just like fucking passed out on the shore. It's also really sad because I you know me, I like to try to get my head into like whoever the character is, and she's all like, I don't want to die, I don't want to die. And see, that's why these type of movies can get to me, because it may not necessarily be like, I may not necessarily think that it's going to happen to me or whatever, but I can put myself in that place of that character for a little bit. She's just like, I don't want to die. And then getting eaten by another animal freaks the fuck out of me. Like,
Oh yeah, that
that is
is.
a really weird fear of mine, being eaten alive by another animal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is, because it's a realistic thing. The thing I wrote something up, and I thought to myself, this is a little dark, because the situation these characters are in can actually happen, even though they're just like the chances of it happening are very low. Okay, we know that sharks are not out to just eat people. You know, they're not just sitting there waiting for people to eat. It's always just kind of accident, and then this happens. But when that real threat, that kind of like, you're just in the ocean, it's so vast, and this thing could just kind of just coincidentally just come past you. And then you think of like bears and tigers and stuff like that, or in the wild. And we live where there is bobcats, and we have casually walked by bobcats. They're not small. They're not small. The only reason that bobcat didn't get me was because it had already gotten filled up with bunnies. And it's just like,
Shut up.
remember Daisy our sister caught a shark when we were deep sea fishing, or was it a deep sea fishing trip or just a regular trip? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
She caught a shark, and then somebody else caught a shark, and it's like, dude, we're surrounded by sharks. This is a real threat here. And it's kind of sad, because it is realistic. Yeah. The one thing that guy did, though, that was good was he went and got help. He's like, I was with a girl, and she didn't get back. At least he went to go get help. But I get so pissed. It infuriates me, because that sheriff there, he did what was right away. He was like, I'm going to call the Coast Guard. There's been a shark attack. The coroner said this was a shark attack. But then the mayor manipulates him and said, oh, no, it wasn't that.
That fucking pissed me off, that he fucking changed his mind, the coroner. Like, oh, no, I was wrong. The other thing, too, is like the whole time I'm screaming, where the fuck is the Coast Guard? Where the fuck is the fucking Coast Guard?
They mentioned it a few times, and he wanted to call right away. And this is what angers me, because everybody put it all on his shoulders. But it's true, because he was the representative that everyone was looking to, and he let himself get manipulated by the mayor. And therefore, some of that guilt was on his shoulders when the boy died. And then they catch the next shark, and they're like, oh, this is the shark that is probably the one that killed the boy, and let's just keep the beaches open. And this movie was like the whole reaction of the mayor trying to keep his tourist town open is something that was brought up like during the pandemic, because people didn't want to lose their dollars to tourism by closing up and stuff like that. So it's,
fucking money. It all always comes back to money.
Possible.
Fucking money, lining those pocketbooks.
Yeah, that's a word.
I also want to talk about, like, another iconic line of the movie, when what's his name comes in, and after he sees the shark, and he's like, oh, we're gonna need a bigger boat. So that's like, everybody knows that line. But it's kind of cool, because it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so actually seeing that line being and the context behind them, it's not a very, because the way I see it used and displayed and all that in pop culture, it's always very definitive and very like, we're going to need a bigger boat, like very like machismo and everything and brave, but it's not. Because he says it several times. He's terrified. He's like, right? We need a bigger boat.
A cigarette in his mouth, or a cigar. I can't remember. And he almost drops it because his reaction is like a gut reaction. It comes out. And not only that, it wasn't a line that was scripted. He just said it, and they kept it because his reaction again was perfect. His face. Yeah. I loved this dude when I was a kid and I saw this movie. He was just like, I don't know why, he seemed like a real like dad, and I loved his character. And that's why it kind of bugged me when he was manipulated by the mayor. And then when the mom slaps him when after her son dies and everything, I sympathize with him a lot. And that face he makes, his fear, you feel it because you can tell he doesn't want to be in the water. He doesn't want to be in the shark, but he's going to do everything to try to get it done to be with this, to get this giant mechanical shark. That I like the shark scenes underwater and everything. And this is one like, don't remake this movie. But I know even Spielberg didn't like the way that the mechanical shark looked at certain points. But it's okay because it's like it's not like it's always, out the mechanical shark. And
even with the fucking mechanical shark, this movie still left an imprint on a lot of people's fears and stuff like that. Because even though I look at it and like, what are the odds of me encountering a shark? I could see this as super fake thing going on this movie. But yet I'm still afraid of fucking going out and getting touched by something in the water thinking it's going to be a fucking shark.
It's okay. People thought, oh, this makes sharks look bad. We know that they're not out to kill us. That's why I keep saying we understand that. But it should be a very real fear of ours to just kind of always be on the lookout wherever you're at. And the ocean, I'm sorry, you're not going to make me believe that it's not a scary as fuck place to be. There's a reason that half the movie or more than half is just in the ocean with just like a 360 view of nothing but ocean. It's because it's playing on that fear. You don't know what's beneath you. You don't know what's going to come and get you. You know what I mean? And I just watch like Open Water, and I just watch the other one, for some reason I've been watching way too many like ocean movies or whatever. And it was like, what movie was I just watching with the sharks that get the couple and the boat capsizes or whatever? But anyway, it can happen. It just, it's going to be scary no matter what. Yeah. So the one guy quit, right? That's his name? Quinn or Quint? I don't know. The guy who takes them out into the ocean and they get on their boat. No one could pay me enough to get on that boat. Why didn't they get like a better boat? It's being dragged around by a shark. Is it that strong?
It's kind of funny though, because obviously he's kind of like a piecemeal kind of dude. He just kind of puts probably duct tape on, like if he gets a little hole in the it's like that's just his personality. His little boat is like his personality. It's very it's unrefined, yet it gets the job done.
Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, I don't understand the whole thing with the barrels and why they're watching the barrels, but I watch it and I'm like, I guess it's like to keep an eye on the shark and everything, but the shark has this superhuman strength that it's like pulling like all these barrels and everything, and it's just like, but I don't understand it. And I'm like, shouldn't they know how strong a shark is if he's like the shark expert who's come to like kill the shark out in the ocean? And I would not have gotten on that boat. I just wouldn't have gotten on it. It looks too close to the water.
It is in the water.
No, but I mean, like, when the shark says peekaboo and jumps right out of the water, and that's when he says we're going to need a bigger boat. That's what I mean. It's like it looks like it just going to pop up and snatch.
Well, see, that's the whole thing about it. I think is that the size of it is a surprise. It's a surprise, and big sharks do exist. Blah blah that stuff, but even though they kind of had an idea that it was going to be a big shark, when they finally see it with their own eyes, it is very surprising. The barrels just help them keep track of its position. So that way they're not going to be surprised, hopefully, by it again. I like the story.
Some under the water.
I like the story. They ended up adding a little piece of real history with the captain, the boat captain. What is it called? I'm always so bad at these names. The Indianapolis, was it? So that's a real story. And that story is the reason, to tell you the truth, I was afraid of sharks in the ocean. It's a military ship, I believe, Navy. It gets hit by a torpedo or something. I can't remember. It capsizes, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of Navy personnel in the water. And a great majority of them get killed by sharks that are surrounding them hours. It's horrifying. It's a horrifying story, and it's true. And I found it interesting that they decided to put that into the movie, because they want to they want to give this fear of this shark some credibility. Like, hey guys, this really happens. You remember the Indianapolis, And so like that way we can be like, oh, that's right. Okay, so we really got to be afraid. They just amp up that ante a little bit with adding in a little bit of the real history. But
Yeah,
anyway.
the story always makes me remember that it's like a true story. I think he just fictionalized a few little things.
Oh
to
yeah,
it
yeah,
to
yeah.
make it more personal,
Mhm.
for the character themselves. But
Yeah.
that story is really good, and that's why that second part where they're kind of bonding or they're kind of telling their stories and everything like that, it makes the movie really like dramatic. It kind of pulls you in more to have those bits. There's a part where Brody is looking through the books to learn about sharks and shark attacks, and there's pictures of real people who have been killed by sharks, and he's concerned about his own children going out into the ocean and everything like that, and he doesn't want them in the boats until they know that it's going to be safe and there's no shark. And the wife was kind of casual about it. It's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. But then she picks up the book that he was reading, sees those pictures, it was like, get the hell out of the water. She's like,
I thought that was fucking hilarious. I
Yeah.
love that part. But she was
It's
very nonchalant, like, hey, it's fine, it's cool. And then when she saw that, yeah, she's like, come on. The fact that this kid got a fucking boat as a gift.
yeah.
What the fuck?
Ali, it was just a little boat. It was a little skimmer sailboat. It was what was it? The pony? I had pony.
Oh.
My sister had pony. Apparently, some people just have boats. He has a boat. I had
a boat.
Imitation strawberry shortcake doll that didn't quite smell like strawberries when you squeezed it.
Oh my god. Okay. And then but we don't me and you and our sister Daisy do not need to be gifted a boat. Remember us on a boat? Wait, were you with us and we had to get
No,
rescued?
I wasn't when you got stranded and you had to get rescued by the Coast Guard, wasn't it?
No, it was the not the Coast Guard. It was the park rangers. So
it's not as serious, everyone. It was
so for our listeners, yeah. What happened is we went out on a boat. My sister Daisy, not this beautiful sister in front of me, and our niece got in a boat, and it was super fucking windy, and we just could not, for nothing we did, was getting us was I don't know why I can't talk right now. I think it's just I'm in pain. I haven't taken my pain meds, so excuse me. I had a hysterectomy a couple of days ago, everybody. So anyway,
goodbye, uterus, it's gone.
Bye. But yeah, so we just couldn't get it to go where we wanted it, and it was so fucking windy that every time we thought we were finally getting control of this boat to go where we wanted, it started drifting off somewhere else. And finally, there came a point where we were exhausted. We were exhausted trying to get this boat to where we wanted it to. We just fucking gave up. And we made a phone call. We made a phone call to the place where we rented the boat from. And so they called the park rangers, and the park rangers, they have boats and shit like that. So for this kind of thing, actually not exactly for this kind of thing, it's probably for like real emergencies, but they came. And they were so sweet, though, because they were all like, well, we just got this new boat and we had to, now you justify us buying it. So it was really cool. They were really nice. We got into the boat with them. They towed the other boat. So we got rescued by the park rangers. So what?
I mean, it's not like you guys aren't strong. Every time, and even in my most peak physical condition years ago and younger and everything, I have never been able to keep up with my two sisters. They move so damn fast, like no joke. I used to love walking like 5 miles a day for fun, and I only the past couple of years I stopped doing it. And they just walk and they move so quickly that it was like you guys couldn't push the boat. And when we got in another boat together, I was like fighting to use the oar to kind of move the thing, but you all were just like, and it was just like, How did you all get stuck out there? And but what did you do? You called for help. And like this
Yeah.
whole fucking movie where they're just like, why haven't you called the Coast Guard? I'm shouting during
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie every time. Why haven't you called the
Yep.
Coast Guard? And there's a part where Quint in there when I can't remember if it was Brody or not. Yeah, Brody hops on because they spotted the shark. He's trying to call the Coast Guard. He gets on the radio and Quint goes and smashes the fucking radio. So that's why he deserves to get eaten by the shark. He deserved to get eaten by the shark because that ship goes down and what the fuck? Why would he do that? It was like, just let him call him if you think you're going to catch the shark 1st. It's not like the Coast Guard is like 2 seconds away. It was going to take forever. It was 1975. They don't even have, do they even have GPS back then? Like, what are they even using? They have to break out a constellation chart of this.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
They got fucking map of just blue because it's not like anyone has even discovered blue islands or anything. It's like he's using a protractor, compass, and you know, where is the sundial? And it's approximately 23 degrees. They weren't going to find them at all, like anytime soon. So why did he smash that radio? That is the best part too, when he's getting chomped up by that because he's slowly falling in, and it reminds me of Austin Powers with the steamroller.
Oh my god, that's the best.
And the guy's just laying there, slowly falling into the Jaws's mouth. You know, is that even what they call it?
I like the way you said that, the Jaws's mouth.
That's his name. Mr. Jaws. Also, a big question is, how much does a shark need to eat? Wouldn't it have been full? Is it eating one person a day?
Yeah, it's ridiculous because anytime I see movies with monsters or animals, real animals that keep eating, it's like, you should be full by now. Take a break, buddy. I mean, like, there's no reason you need to keep chomping on people.
I know. It's like, and also the personal vendetta that Jaws has for this particular group of people in the middle of the ocean. Like, he could be swimming off and getting mouthful of, like, I don't know, a name of a fish, a bass. I don't know. Like, he could be out there catfishing, getting tons of fish, but instead he's like, I'm going to follow this ship and I'm going to eat this particular person. It's like he has it in his brain, Jaws, that he's like, I'm going to follow this ship for days until I eat him.
Part 4, is it part 4? Part 4 is fucking hilarious. It's like, really?
I like that the only relationship between like two of the Jaws movies is that Brody's kids are grown up. So the Jaws's bloodline and lived on, and it's like, I'm gonna come after Brody's fucking kids. What is that? But yeah, in this one, I think if one shark is believable, you know, to like be chasing somebody, and it's just bored. You know, dolphins are known to play with their food, and whales, you know, so this Jaws was playing with his food.
Yeah, he was playing with his food, and now we're seeing that I think it's whales. I'm really bad with. I like to tell everybody that I wanted to be a marine biologist because I really did want to be a marine biologist, but I never actually did anything about it. So I really wanted to be a marine biologist, but I don't know any fucking sea animals. So excuse me. Orcas, maybe the orcas. They're starting to attack ships and boats out in the ocean now, because I guess they're just fucking tired of fucking humans being out there. So in real life, they're out there and they're attacking. So I can believe the whole vendetta thing now, because now we are seeing that sea life is getting fucking pissed at us and mad at us and saying, get out of my fucking ocean. They're attacking.
I would like to see that movie, the Orca. We'll call it Orca, and it's going to be them fucking up some ships out in the ocean. Eat those people; they deserve it, you know. Like, get the hell out of my! And it's gonna be Bubbles instead. Water.
Oh my god! Shut the fuck up! Oh god! Remember how I said I just had surgery? Okay, so it feels weird. to laugh. I do know this feeling. Like it's kind of like after I had C-section and laugh, and it's like it feels weird in there. It's like so right now I'm missing a
It's
whole
because
organ.
your guts are swimming around trying to
They
like
are.
find a new position,
They
just
are.
like Jaws is swimming around in the ocean after these fucking people. And it's really fabulous, all their plans, because once that quid gets eaten up, it's like he that gas tank, or what was it, like scuba gear oxygen tank, gets in him, and his whole plan of I'm going to explode it or whatever was like really just kind of last second thinking. And the other guy, remember, it was really funny because at the end of the movie, when Hooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss, he goes underwater, and the shark, after he like destroys the cage and everything, he's just underneath the water scuba diving, and he hides from the shark. The funny part is that he hides successfully. Like the shark doesn't live underwater and doesn't like can't see him. Brody's the one who ends up exploding Jaws. And then I guess once he sees all the sushi out there, or the sashimi, sorry, just floating around.
Shut the fuck up.
He's like, it's safe for me to come up now. And he swims
my God.
But it was funny that he's hiding behind seaweed and coral or whatever the hell is out there. And that part just always makes me laugh. That
I love that. That's sashimi. Shut the fuck up. That's great.
So they're just going to wait out there and wait for who? Because he didn't call for help.
No, there's no fucking Coast Guard coming to help you.
Or
park rangers. There's no park rangers.
No, there's nobody coming. They don't even have phones back then. Like their phone hadn't even been invented.
You're such a dork.
Shit.
So I think that Jaws was trying to fill a void inside their soul, inside their body. And it just wasn't happening. Every person they ate, it's just like, it's just not filling that void of companionship.
You can't fill that void with food.
Companionship.
I like companionship because man is what he's
companion. Why does that word sound weird? I swear to God, I haven't taken my meds in
because you haven't said the word correctly yet. It sounds funny because you're saying it wrong. It's companionship.
Companionship. It sounds weird.
No, well, now you said it right.
Ship. See, ship. It thinks that it can get companionship with an actual ship.
Great.
Okay, all right. We're done. I swear to God, neither of us has been drinking.
No, I'm just sleep deprived, and Dahlia is drugged up or not.
I will be in a minute. Yes, I am. I have drank a whole pot of coffee. That is true. But Alma, you know what we should do?
What?
Well, we'll talk off mic, but we still got some movies to pick out for your birthday, everybody. So this is everybody. This is a bonus episode that we decided to share because obviously we're on hiatus right now between seasons 3 and 4 for our podcast, and we decided we're going to do a couple of summer movies as bonus episodes between our seasons. However, Alma's birthday is coming up, and we want to do a live stream. Alma hasn't picked out her movies yet, though.
Oh, okay. I'll pick some. Last year, I couldn't remember because it's funny. I thought for sure we had done The Thing, and I went to go see it in the theater, and I thought it was weird because I'm like, I swear we did record The Thing. It was a live stream I'd forgotten about, and I was drinking, so I did not remember that we had done that. So I will pick a couple to do.
Okay.
And I have my top 10 favorites, and I'm going to actually have to look up and see what have we recorded because I don't quite remember something.
So mid-July, everybody, mid-July 2022, Alma's birthday. If y'all have any suggestions, send those suggestions to nightmaremoviepodcast@gmail.com. Leave a review and let us know what movie we should be live streaming. What else, Alma? Where else can people find us?
Oh, you put me on the spot because I don't remember our socials.
I love it.
Podcast @Nightmare Movie Podcast is our Instagram. Our Twitter is at Nightmare on 5th. That's Nightmare on 5th. And our website is nightmaremoviepodcast.com. That
That's
it?
right. That is everything.
Yay!
All right, everybody. And if you haven't seen Jaws in a while, go fucking watch it. It's hilarious. And yeah, and it's a lot longer than you remember. So not a lot longer, but
It's only 2 hours and 4 minutes.
All right,
Anything over
everybody.
90 minutes is wool.
Right. Especially the older movies. I used to
me.
think the older movies were shorter. Not true.
Not true.
All right,
All
everybody.
right. Have a great day. Have a great everything.
Have a happy
No.
summer. Oh,
No.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Nightmare on 5th Street, a horror movie podcast. If you like what you heard, don't forget to follow and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Also, leave a review or share what movie you would like us to discuss. As always, thank you for listening.